Welcome back to Riding Bikes in San Diego. We have the green light here on this bi-directional cycle track in downtown on Beech Street. We started at 4th and we're going to take this down to Pacific Highway. We need to run errands. This is not a thing where we're biking around for recreation and exercise. I have to do things. I'm just running errands around the city. So I know that this is here. Usually I take this the other way and we'll have a little bit of that also. But I thought that this was interesting to show. I'm just waiting at the stop sign there for pedestrians to go by. Bidirectional cycle track means that it's on one side of the road, but it's designed for people to go in both directions. We're going two ways on this. Usually I never ride it this way, but I never really have to go down to the county building, so that's where we're at. It's a little uncomfortable, as I mentioned on the video yesterday about 4th, riding on the left side of the road, and that seems to be a theme of the design downtown. So I just have to wait at this stop sign, at this traffic light, I could have blown it. I had time to cross over there, but it wouldn't have been safe. So I'm stopping, and I don't know. Why don't you stop with me for a little while, because I think it's important to recognize that cyclists are not just constantly on the move, weaving in and out of traffic, things like that. Also, like I said about 4th, this strip happens to have lights that are designed for cyclists to follow. So pedestrians get signals, drivers get signals, and people on bikes as well. And I love that. Stopping there at the stop sign, letting pedestrians do their thing, making sure that everybody's safe before I roll. There's some buffering, which is nice. There are a couple of flex posts there. Every time I see a flex post, I just wish that it was a bollard. I wish that it was a piece of metal buried into the ground, filled with cement, something that a truck would hit and not stand a chance of getting where it shouldn't go. But instead we get these things, which cost about $150 a piece. So when cars smack them around, or when drivers smack them around with their cars, eventually the city comes through and just keeps pouring money into it. Eventually, I wish they just pour concrete in. This goes on for a few blocks, and then something weird happens. It just kind of stops. Not right yet, but check it out. Until it does, we have a nice ride, though. There are a few curb cuts, but that's okay. I've only had some people cut me off in places like that. Here's where it gets weird. This is the end of that two-way, and you'd think that there would be maybe some paint going diagonally across to lead me to this Sharrow, which is a class 3 bike lane. Some will remind me, and I guess I'll remind you. It doesn't look like a bike lane to me. It looks like a regular road with a bike painted on it, but this is what we have. We go from that protected, designed lane into this here, and I make it to my destination. I make it into this bike lane, and now I need to find parking around the county building, which is not an easy thing to do. If anybody's ever riding to the San Diego County building, there are some bike racks by the south entrance, and you can use that. But after I get my my business done down there, I leave and I come right back out to the bike paint on Pacific Highway, and it crosses the street at Beech. I'm not looking down at all, but there is no curb cut there, so I'm just going to go off the curb to get to this paint, which is okay. They tried. They did most of the design, but they didn't actually finish it. So I wait for my light, and it's a pretty short one, actually, but make it over here, and this is a whole lot easier to stay in because that bi-directional lane will pick up right after these trolley tracks here. So go on over these, and what I'm really impressed with is just how little traffic there is downtown. We're in the middle of the day on, what was the 7th, a Monday? Middle of the day, Tuesday maybe? It's the middle of the day, and it's pretty light traffic. So it's almost as if it's easier to get around a city without a car. Delivery trucks are around, of course, and we need to get deliveries. We need services that rely on that. But there are a lot more people walking around and a lot less people driving around. I need to go to Little Italy after this. I'm running another errand. See, it's really easy to get around on bikes if you need to get some things done. Once again, we have a bike lane that's on the left-hand side of the road. It's a sharrow on the left-hand side of the road. And I'm not sure exactly why they did this. I could speculate that it's because there is a freeway to the right, east. There's the 5, and we're going to approach a road that goes onto that. We're going to approach a couple that have entrances onto that. Maybe it's safer to just keep the person on a bike to the left. That way, it's out of the way of people who might be making a right-hand turn to get over to the 5 freeway and things like that. But Little Italy is bustling, and I would not say Little Italy's car-friendly. In fact, off to the right there, you see what I think is the only pedestrian promenade in the entire city. That whole area right there is for pedestrians. The road has been blocked off. It's been turned into a plaza. There's a lot of outdoor seating there for the restaurants, and it's really wonderful. We could use more of that here. But Little Italy does get very congested. It's a horrible place to find parking. And Little Italy has, like, farmers market, and they regularly have things like art shows and street fairs and stuff like that. So it's an absolute nightmare to drive in. But it's a fantastic place to bike in because people are taking it real easy. Although I do notice, and I hope you notice also, the bike paint does start to deteriorate. Like, it's getting more faded, and it's less popular up here. Nobody's really parking in that yellow, which is fine because that's commercial. Although I do want to remind everybody, especially if you're a driver watching this, if you're in the city of San Diego, most parking spaces that are yellow and green shut off at like 6 p.m. So if you're over downtown searching and you can't find parking, stay out of the colors of the cops, red, white, and blue. But if you see a green spot and it's after 6, or a yellow spot, you could probably park there. Yellow, I think, is easy. Green, they might have extended to 8 o'clock. But, if you're in a pinch, it's a good thing to know about, good thing to remember. Once again, we are stopped at a light because this is what we do, folks. There's a lot of traffic here, and because this traffic moves so slow, I'm not trying to nose in front of this car around me. I can wait. I'm not in a huge hurry. That pedicab cut across, though, but, they're going someplace else. They're doing a different thing. And this area is not really designed for a person on a bike at all, except for this sharrow in the middle of the road. And I don't know if you've noticed, but this trolley car has been coming along with us. It was in the right-hand lane, and now it's in the left, and I think it's going to get a little impatient with me, but I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm doing my thing. I'm running over to another business here to see a buddy, get some things done, and so I don't know. We're just doing what we gotta do. I'm looking around, and it seems pretty safe. I did roll it. I rolled it because I feel the pressure of that trolley car behind me, and I feel like if I come to an actual complete stop when there's no need to, because there's no cars coming in any other directions, I feel like I'm causing more trouble there. So I'm gonna get off here because my friend's spot is around the corner, and I'm gonna drive less and ride a bike. Thanks for coming along.